Is it really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Amazing.
Just take a moment to kick in.
Are you kidding me?
There we go.
Hello world.
It's a whole world out there. I'm just taking a little bit of time to kick in. Okay. It's up now. Das is good. So if anyone's in here yet, hello.
Hi. As I like to paint stuff, so yes.
But yeah, gonna be doing a few crits today. Just hatching around to get my hands warm. I drew a bit today, but I was doing more like sketchbook stuff. So kind of yeah. So it's a bit of a different feel going from sketchbook to Photoshop. Hey Kuso, Arsu, Stainer. I don't actually know what it is, but you know, we can pretend it's something cool.
Is this self-portrait?
What? How?
I mean, he has almost as much hair as you do.
Hey Spirit Dragon, Aluminum. Hey Watson. Yeah. No, Kuso, I'm just warming up.
So it's Jonny painting.
Yeah.
And this is the Talent Tree Live.
Yep. So you're gonna be going back and forth a bit, no?
Yeah, I'm actually working on client project right now.
Yeah. Recently, it's been getting a bit crazy. So streams are gonna be a bit janky probably till we get set up in the new studio space, and then it'll be smooth sailing again.
Moving in is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be too bad though.
You saw the studio today, right?
Yeah,
Is that for the first time?
Yeah, it's nice. Ball in place. Big windows. You know, it's great. Like we walked in there and it was only natural light and the place was super bright.
Yeah, we didn't even turn on any lights.
It's like big windows everywhere. It's really nice.
Exciting.
Once we get the classes running, we'll probably post some shots up on like the Instagram or the Facebook page or something.
This guy looks like he's out of Street Fighter or something.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
I noticed you use this hatching style. Is this the same way you do on the sketchbook?
Sketchbook is more a lot easier to control. So if I'm going fast in the sketchbook, you know, it'll look a bit rough, but if I slow down and take my time, I can get like really, really refined shapes
Yeah.
pretty quickly, because I don't have to like, sometimes when I draw a line on my tablet, I'll draw a bad line and I'll be like, oh shit. But when I'm drawing in on traditionally, it's very rare that I make a mark that I don't like, because I'm not, when I draw, I'm not trying to, I don't like go around and push a bunch of things all over the place, unless I'm going with like a really, really light approach with the big pencil. If I'm using like a mechanical pencil, I'll basically just do like a structural kind of thing.
Yeah.
Get the big forms in like this. And then you can just kind of build off it.
This is a very derpy guy.
Well, it looks derpy until like you can change things up, right? It doesn't have to.
I love how square the eye sockets are.
Yeah.
Until I thought she was drawing anime for a second. Yo, give him a fro. Aw, yeah. There we go.
Yeah. I feel like the build up too with tone is a lot more controlled with traditional medium. Like
Really?
I actually prefer it almost over anything, like the feel that it has. But Photoshop is like very fast. Like, and I'll still do things I like in Photoshop, but it's like you can't really compare them, honestly. I don't know, I really like yeah, I really like it. And I like using the micro liner traditionally too. It's got a lot more control than Photoshop does.
Do you like it better than the mechanical pencil?
Mechanical pencil is more controlled than the Micron, or the one I use, the micro liner that I use. So I like the feel of the mechanical pencil a little better, because I've got a lot of tonal control.
Yeah.
I can build stuff up from like form, and then put in like little dark pockets of shadow, stuff like that. Can't really do that with the fine liner as well, but you can still get a lot of tonal variation with ink, because you're just indicating tonal variation. So for example, like if you draw a line of shape like this and you fill a lot of hatching,
Yeah.
and you draw another shape and you fill less hatching, that automatically, even though they're both the same value,
Yeah.
it feels like a different tone.
Yeah, and you can do that with the micro liners.
Yeah. You just spaced out your hatching more.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's
What? What?
Is Benicio bugging you because of the alarm?
Oh, well, he generally gets baggy for food about an hour or so before, so it's like, from generally, like, he's usually, when I was feeding him at 11,
Yeah.
most of the stream he'd be like begging me for food, almost the whole stream. And now it's like a little bit less because it's at 10, but still, it's a bit.
Little beggar.
Give him head rubs. Okay. Good sir. Hey, Pixel Plague. Craig Mullins is here. Good to have you guys. Hey, Umino.
Hello, friends.
One thing I like to do a lot when I warm up is test out how if I can still draw heads from a lot of different angles. And then if I feel like something's like I screw up on one or two of them, I'll draw it till I get it to look cool. Which is basically means I have to play around with the geometry a lot. Which is always like relatively fun, but like at least I'm kind of working my brain a little bit. Neck placement is also really important because the neck tilts forward, and based on your viewing angle, it can be overlapping one side or the other. So just be careful, like where those things line up. You can see also the way I use shapes and stuff is like it's not always accurate to reality. It's just an impression of those things. Like I want to use like a shape that I like, but still have it feel like it's grounded, which I think is a pretty fun way to go about drawing stuff. I always like, I think the stuff that I've seen that I'm much more interested in is always the stuff that will leave certain things out, or use like a weird shape that you normally wouldn't think to use as an impression of something, but it still works because it's enough information so that you know what that thing is. Stuff's always really cool. One thing that I learned really quickly about drawing heads from a lower angle is you don't draw the jawline, ever. You can do it when you like indicate shadow and stuff, but because when I draw off line, I'm just indicating an ambient occlusion, there's no overlap here. I'll draw the chin when I'm drawing the face from an angle where it overlaps the neck, but where you see it connect to the neck, I usually will not put an indication. Sometimes you can add like a little bit of a side plane here, an indication going on, or like where the ear connects, something like that, or you can come over from wherever. But I like to place this like a little indication, like the top of the chin, because that's where there's going to be an overlap, is this area, maybe even like somewhere there. Obviously the nose is a big overlapping point. The bottom of the eyes overlaps the eyeball. The bone structure kind of all merges together, just like little shorthands that I like to use for that kind of stuff. Hey Denzel. Hey Mandy. All my friends are here. Oh my gosh. Everybody's here to party.
I really want to party too,
It's
but I got assignments. Yo, where's his jawline?
Huh?
Where's his jawline, man?
Didn't you just hear what I was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But where's his jawline?
You don't indicate the jawline unless you're drawing in light and shadow. Because when I draw a line, I'm drawing in occlusion and overlaps.
I'm gonna turn on the chat. I can't see.
Oh yeah, do that. You do that, good sir. So like if I started to add like shadow shapes,
Mm-hmm.
get like the chin starts going down instead of doing this, it's doing kind of more like that. And this is like, if I went and referenced it, it would actually be quite off. But I'm trying to like think about problem solving like a geometrical problem, so that, you know, I'm just making my mind work, like being inventive. I think is pretty important. But yeah. The light, when you start moving the head around, the planes are the same as they are, whatever angle you draw the face at. They're just getting foreshortened and warped in perspective. So like, if you draw a cylinder, like so, if I look at the underneath of the cylinder, it's gonna look like this. But it hasn't changed. The shape, the geometry hasn't changed from this to this. It's still the same thing. It's just a different viewing angle. Hi, Benny.
He's gonna keep
The best
doing
way
this.
to figure out how this kind of stuff is to do like a blocky version of the skull. Once you figure out where everything needs to go, using more straight lines to help with the perspective indication. A little bit off on the top planes there, that would actually move a little. But basically, when I have this set up, I can just start putting features in.
So you draw the skull first, then you just put flesh over top.
Yeah, because the face is mostly bone,
Right.
so why not?
That's interesting. The part that's hard to get is the eye socket. They kind of have a curvature going around. you
Yeah.
know? They're
Yeah.
not like on the plane where it's
They're
flat.
not. They're not on the front plane, but I use the front plane to set up like the first step kind of, and then afterwards I'll just wrap it around. Like even if
Yeah.
you just draw the face like a box like this,
Mm.
what I'll start to do is I'll wrap it, but the wrap gets more intense here. So it's like when you draw a cylinder, it turns here on the corners.
I see.
Right? That's why you get that foreshortening of the eye so much.
Right.
So if you think about if you stylize, like one thing with drawing eyes, like if you stylize it and you've got like this kind of thing going on where you're doing eyes like this, that can follow the wrapping line, right, of the head,
Yeah.
the eyelid. So when I go to draw the other one,
The eye is so funny. You're basically,
Right.
this is basically a simplified eye, like how a cartoon is.
yeah.
He looks really angry because he doesn't have any eyebrows. Can you make him into a jalapeno? No?
Wait, why?
Because his head is shaped like a pepper.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Yeah, that bone structure on the background actually looks like you're shading. it actually adds,
Yeah.
you know, dimension.
So like if you're
you know?
using like I'm using this on full opacity, but if I had it on less, I could build up without using different layers.
That's cool.
But I like doing it with the opacity on because I feel like I can do things directly. It doesn't give me trouble. And then if I want to make it more realistic, I basically just make all the features smaller and closer together. Because I really like widening, like I like getting the eyes a bit wider. I like widening the mouth a lot. Just like little things that I like. Almost making it like a little more animalistic.
That's juicy. Like this is the detail level that I like, where it's not overly rendered, but the lines carry a lot of, you know, expression.
And it's very easy to block in like where my shadow shapes are going.
Yeah.
And
If
there'd
you
be halftone.
If you were to paint this, would you still do this step?
The block in for the drawing?
Like this line pass.
If
This is
it
kind
depends.
of a tonal, right?
I think I would try different approaches. Like even when I draw and paint, I'm trying different stuff. I don't always build up from structure because sometimes I like to test like what I'm able to visualize.
Not so sure about this. What's going on in the chat right now? Got Spacey says, "Bro, you high."
Bro.
Yo, relax, spacey guy. It's gonna be okay.
You're gonna make it through this.
Yeah.
Made it through the wilderness.
That he wasn't. He's like, what the fuck, man? That was messed up. I'm sorry. Sorry you had to hear that. Ow. You. Get thee hence.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Terrible creature. Always wonderful, but. I like to call him names a lot.
Because he let you get away with it.
Yeah. Like scoundrel, rascal, knave, vagrant, uncouth, underhanded, belligerent, delinquent.
Look at that vocabulary. Whoa.
Hey, vocabulary was actually my strong point when I was a kid. Because I hated math. Like, it's not anymore, obviously. Like, my vocabulary has gone to shit. But I remember the easiest things for me to study were history and like grammar and that kind of stuff. But it definitely deteriorated. Like, my spelling is absolute shit now. I really liked biology, like where it like just the basic knowledge of like how like plant and animal life function, and different species and stuff like that. Like I really loved looking at like pictures of like insects and like different types of animals and like identifying them. But after a while, I think the information started getting a bit too difficult to remember because you've got like millions and millions of different types of species and variations.
And their names all in Latin.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy. Well, they have like regular names too, but not all of them do, you know, like some of them are just like we'll call like, you know, you'll have like a centipede and there'll be like 100 variations of the centipede. And you're like, how do you know the difference? Latin names for like, you know, this guy's got like a slightly longer leg than this guy, so it's like longus legus or some shit.
Yeah. Oh man, I hate those ones with like long names.
Yeah.
I'm already bad.
But that shit was so like I remember at the time like going through that shit when I was a teenager. I forget which grades it was, but I always thought that shit was like really really cool. I just wasn't able to retain all that information. I liked history a lot because it was almost like reading through stories, but most of history ended up being like pretty fucked up. Like you read a book, you know, and you're like, oh, this guy went on a conquest and he took these lands and then he like
murdered these people.
Well, like they'll be like, oh, he fought a war and this many people died and whatever,
Right.
but then if you actually like dig further into like more historical accounts of like how shit more likely went down, things get like really, really gruesome. We're like, wow, people can do those things, and they still do actually in some ways, which is crazy. But yeah, that's how life is, I guess. The world's a crazy place.
Stay safe out
That's
there.
why we just keep making art to make it beautiful, or try to make people appreciate beautiful things.
Yeah, that's actually what art is. That's why we're passionate about art. It's just like to draw, It's not really for any other reason.
Wow, Asmod's going all out today.
What is he hitting you with?
Just a lot of things all at once, and I'm
That's right.
feeling fragile right now.
That's what.
Hitting me hard.
That's what
Asmod.
Asmod does. Can always count on him to do that.
So I had a weird day today. I actually left my house, believe it or not. I went outside today. Isn't that crazy? I don't know what came over me.
What were you thinking?
I must have been drunk or something to like build up that courage to go out into the world.
To face the human beings.
Yeah, and there was sun outside too. I got sun on my face. Like, what the fuck? That was pretty terrible. Like, I don't know. I thought I was gonna burn up like on the spot and die. That was pretty scary. Fortunately, the sun was off to one side, so like one side of the street cast like a big shadow, like the buildings cast a shadow on the sidewalk. So I was able to stay in the shade for most of my adventure.
Why do you like to pretend you're a fragile little flower?
Huh? I'm not pretending.
You're just trying to get sympathy from your listeners.
Take it easy. Well, no, it's basically a joke about how pale I am.
Oh, pale.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ben's behind my monitor. Hey, that's mine. Bad boy.
Benicio's going all out today.
Yeah, he's trolling pretty hard.
Let me check out the Facebook live feed really quick. Looks like we're good there.
All right, I'm gonna get started on the creds. So from last week, I had this one from Van, who's actually a Torontonian as well, and a pretty cool guy. So I'm gonna attempt to make some adjustments to this. For this piece, I don't think I'm gonna redo it from the beginning, just because there's already like a lot of stuff going on in here. It's like a very complex piece, so I think I'm just gonna take a quick pass over it.
Whoa, you kidding me?
There's a lot going on.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Wow. Well, the guy on the left is obviously OP.
Yeah, it's like there's these two other guys, and then there's this guy with a fucking mouth sword.
With a mouth sword. I just like, okay, all right. I want nothing to do with
I give up, guys. We're gonna go home. We're gonna have a nice herbal tea, and we're gonna watch
this.
Bob Ross together.
Just need happy thoughts. Otherwise, this girl's gonna come into my dreams with that razor blade mouth.
That sounds fucking terrible. It sounds like she has a
Wait
razor
a
blade
minute.
mouth.
Wait a minute.
She's gonna lure you in and then use her razor blade
Hey,
mouth on
who
you.
knows? Maybe she does.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she's covering her mouth. So
Yeah.
you can't see my razor blade mouth.
I actually feel like the comp gets better when I zoom in.
Oh my goodness.
Like I like the face a lot. Kind of like it better here, but yeah. I think if you're doing this as an illustration, it's fine having it come out, but like you've got a lot of space here that you don't need to like. You can bring this in a little bit. I would say if you're doing design, make sure you also add like a close-up because there's a lot of cool stuff going on here.
Oh,
Benny.
that's like a cobra.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. It's
This is a really
it's
well
pretty
done painting.
Cobra-like. Yeah.
I don't know why you're not excited. I'm really excited about this.
Oh, I'm excited. I just don't really. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a value pass on it just to reinforce some things. I feel like the edge light's too like much like a thin line when it should be overlapping certain areas a bit more. Benny, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? You making a mess? Hmm? Rascal. Rascal like cat. You better mind it. You bad boy. Yeah, stay there.
I like the red eye on the head of the, I don't know, that penile looking shape, but
yeah, kind of feels like a camera, which is cool.
Yeah, I kind of would keep the red there. I don't know about the red between the joints, like on the thing that was flaring out. I think if I want people to feel the redness of that,
you would take that away.
That head, right. You would take the other red away.
Take it away. Yeah.
So in terms of color, I think everything's working fine.
Hello, my friend, meet again.
How do you like the dirty yellows on the fins?
I like it. I feel like in terms of the lighting direction, though, it can be tweaked a bit in terms of like the geometry. Is good. Like at least you do have a shadow plane and the other plane here.
Why do you sound so cynical?
I'm not trying to.
Well, at least you have this. I mean,
this
haven't
is
completely
good.
fucked us up, you know. Still have
having
some hope and humanity.
Well, I gotta say it like it is because you wanna you know.
Yeah, but
Ven's cool. He knows I love him.
Really
so you got top plane and side plane. So you got this shadow separation. My only problem here is I think there's a bit, these values are getting too close together. The light and shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually brighten this up a bit here. And then I'm going to steal this. Actually, I need something a little more in between. So like that. And I'm going to keep a bit of that core shadow there. But I'm going to push this shape so that in the shadow they read a separate value hierarchy. All right. These plates here, I'm gonna bring them out a bit. I think make the design a little more interesting, and just have them all along the inside, like so. I think that looked pretty cool. And then when you go in to add the reflect, think about it as like a whole, not just little things. Think about like the big simple geometry that's underlying everything, and use that as your source of guidance. But overall, this is looking really cool, man. Good stuff. If we're gonna, I'm not sure if you were having this like a hard surface, like a hard material, or if it's supposed to be more metallic. I think if it's supposed to be more metallic, I'd push the specularity up a bit. But I'm gonna say, just for the sake of this crit, that it's not. And then I'll paint the other stuff. Although if you're in here, feel free to like, let me know what's up. You guys are trolling me. Frank, you started them on a witch hunt.
What?
They're getting mad about my harsh words.
Yeah, Johnny, why you gotta be so harsh all the time? You know? Do you not love life? Do you not love
Not really.
love like these
Nah.
art and people and
I
animals?
like people. Yeah. People are nice.
No, I'm only getting on your case because you're so easy to,
I'm not easy.
easy to fuss up.
I'm not easy.
I don't know.
I'm not easy, okay?
Something about the just the specularity, I guess the material, the roughness,
Yeah.
is really suggestive.
Why it feels like latexy?
Yeah, it feels latexy.
Well, I think the main reason that is because the speculars are very soft.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you
Actually, you made it look a little bit better because you flattened the top of it.
I think if you went in and like crisp the edges up a bit,
It will look metallic, right?
it's gonna feel more just like
Satan.
like a
I don't
non-metallic
picture
hard surface.
I don't picture it looking like I love that madness,
Oops.
like frozen metal or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't dig the.
Hi. Ted, this is by Van. Hey, Jackie.
I think if the edges were sharper. Actually, the edges are pretty sharp.
Yeah.
They are really sharp.
They're pretty sharp. I think maybe there might be some things in terms of the geometry that need to be
Mm-hmm.
addressed. So for stuff like this where you got fabric wrinkling, you don't need to have that many wrinkles. I would just simplify all of this and use a few wrapping ones. But I want to use.
Don't you think it's the material though? It's like kind of this rubbery.
Yeah, but
over maybe a bundle of cables. Oh, I love what you did there. The shadow shit.
You can just indicate, like, use the form
Yeah.
and then go in with
Oh, yeah.
a bit of that.
So the light's coming
and
from
I think
here.
honestly, also I think there's too much light hitting this.
Mm.
But I could be wrong. Let me try something.
Having a fight with Benicio.
You're gonna get wrecked. Nisa does like maximum damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I've been playing Zelda pretty religiously.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it's really fun so far. And I've also been reading The Last Wish, which is I think it's the first book of the Witcher series, which is the game is based off of, which is absolutely great. If any of you guys have been thinking of reading it, I'd say go for it. It's a great book. Pretty easy to get your hands on now too, since I think they republished it. Also, for this kind of stuff, I would keep very little value variation within the shadow, because it looks like you're keeping your detail in the light. So it's usually good to pick either or, like just keep the shadow simple, keep the detail in the light, or vice versa. I'm gonna get rid of some of the edge light because I'm gonna come back to it. Actually, some really cool ideas going on here. Really nice little like design choices that I like. I like it a lot. But yeah, make those shadow shapes wrap around the forms. And stuff where you're coming near the focal, try to simplify stuff. Like you can, because there's a lot that you can cheat.
Nice. So it's like big shapes leading to smaller shapes.
I guess so, or like it's I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to like think about it rationally sometimes. But I think usually, small shapes equal detail. You keep your detail closer to your focal. I'm gonna value hierarchy this all the way home. I think the way you drew the fabric makes it feel very loose and stretchy, when it would just be like kind of wrapping around the forms, and you'd have like a few buckling wrinkles, but not anything super crazy. I could be wrong about that though. Just feels very drapery like. I'm not sure where this purple is coming from, because your ground plane here is gray, so I wouldn't place anything that is like a different color near a source that's bouncing light that is a different color. So like the ground here is very desaturated, but the bounce is saturated, so that doesn't really make sense to me. I don't think it's something you necessarily can't do, but make sure it's a very conscious decision. You have a good reason for it. Don't try to stay away from like filler decisions, whatever that means.
Filler decisions.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like just putting something there just to like take up space or like be a thing, which is something I do a lot. So like,
don't be a filler. Don't be a space taker.
No, you can do whatever you want. This is just
God. Yeah.
My opinion of things.
I see what you mean.
So like you can already see, taking away a detail and reinforcing the form shadow helps it like pop better.
The printer just woke up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the rise of the machines, guys. You gotta go.
We're streaming.
What?
You're live on camera.
Get wrecked.
Suddenly. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have that. Yeah, we're gonna have a recording room soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Get a little green screen in the back.
Yeah, green screen in the back. Get some of that the red light, recording light. Boom.
Yeah. Actually, I wonder.
Real style.
Why are you drawing a dabbing geisha with machines from Horizon Zero Dawn?
Wow. Get out of here.
Who is that, Asma?
Get out of here, scrub. No, that was Jackie.
Oh, jeez, Jackie.
What a troll.
What am I gonna do with you?
Jim says, on the next episode of Talent Tree, Jonny spends another 30 minutes charging a spirit bomb.
I think that was last stream.
Yeah. There was definitely some suspicious noises going on. Zelda has like very interesting sound design.
Yeah. How's it going, Jackie? Things are going alright? Do you feel better?
Was he sick?
Yeah. Well, too much traveling. I would be sick too.
Whatever. Fucking,
Man, layovers? Come on.
whatever. Draw some stuff, man, on your layover.
Yo, Jackie, you're the illest. Jackie, illest.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know.
Funny. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing with this is probably, I would say, value hierarchy. Just make sure there's a good separation between light and shadow, and separate values like blacks and the whites and stuff like that. Like make sure they read differently. Don't like that. I think this this value can be a little lighter and a little less blue. I think it fits better. So anytime you're thinking about color, think about the environment stuff is in. That's going to really help things feel like they fit in the environment. If you want stuff to feel like, differently, then that's okay. You can do it how you want. But if you want stuff to feel like it fits, you need to, your colors, it's almost like you're mixing color together, like on a palette. You want to kind of think about, okay, if there's a environment that's a lot of desaturated grays and I put a red in there, it's probably going to be a fairly desaturated red. Some stuff, based on different materials, some stuff will have very interesting effects to the light, but the stuff that's getting like atmosphered or getting bounce light from different objects around it are going to be affected by those colors. Because basically anything that gets hit by light becomes its own light source. It's just not as strong as the main one. Hence, Julio, I don't invite you to them because they're at the same time every week. And I invite you to most of them anyway. I like what's going on with her. Some really cool stuff here. Yeah. So whenever you have geometry, like cloth wrapping around geometry like this, it's always, your main wrinkle points are going to come from the point where the gravity interacts with the form. So it's going to come it's going to wrap around this cylinder shape and fall down. And in some places you'll even get those overlaps of the wrinkles coming over like that. Right. Okay. Cool.
You want something? Are you hungry? Hungry boy? Yes?
Alright, I'm gonna feed him in a few minutes. About 5 minutes. Just gonna quickly wrap this up. Zoop, 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 zoop. Zoop, zoop, zoop. You can even use some of that to get some of the weathered edges going on. It's always cool.
Hi. What doing, cat? What you doing?
Boy. boy. He's eyeballing me pretty hard right now. I don't know if I can concentrate. Feel like any second I'm just gonna get wrecked. You must be hungry. Because you're a greedy boy. You eat all the foods? There's nothing left for the winter? What say you, young man? What say you? Oh boy. Hey.
It's going between the monitors. Wow.
Benny wins the award for best troll. Why do you always win, Benny? Why do you always win best troll? Yeah, every day there's an annual trolling competition. How that happens, don't ask. I don't know. Just,
every day there's an annual.
Yeah. So like, basically, I don't know. It's like a weird time loop.
Like Groundhog Day.
Yeah. So like, and then Benny keeps winning best troll. Over and over again. He becomes better at it every time.
He knows what gets on your nerves.
Yeah.
He knows what works. That's why if you keep on feeding him every time he bugs you.
I don't feed him every time he bugs me. I feed him when he's supposed to get fed. He bugs me till then.
Oh yeah, okay. That's true. That is true.
It's called Benny the Troll. See, like, you don't even really need that edge light in this comp. You can add it, but make sure your local values are working first, and then see if you still want to put it. Because I think you can do without it pretty okay. That blade looks cool. I think overall there's not really much I can say, honestly. It's just like nitpicky stuff. Fan looks good, or head thing looks cool. Clothing's cool. I'm gonna paint out a little more of that edge light. Yeah. And we're gonna go to the next one. Wow, this is really bright. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that in a sec. I'm just gonna quickly feed Benny. Wow, it's Zach. Zach the Troll this year.
Yes, yes. Hungry boy. Can't see where I'm walking, man.
how he like wants you to feed him, but then on your way to feed him, he tries to like trip you.
The latest follower is I hate this part.
Which part? This part. They just keep saying that. Every part.
Is that the Jonny pastrami?
I feel like my face probably looks like pastrami today.
Man, chat is so great.
Yeah. Like I ain't even gonna argue that. Probably right. Could actually use a drink pretty right about now. If any of you guys are in the neighborhood, just let me know. A little boozing in. That's cool. I like that. I would really like to also see her up close, like the details on the face and stuff like that, because those are really cool. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Alright, yeah, we'll add some finishing touches to the comp.
If you guys are new to the stream, this guy was painting with fabulous long hair. That's Johnny Hall.
Is anyone new to the stream?
Probably. Every time we stream, we get a lot more people joining in.
Nice.
Dampus Tuba has a question for you.
Oh no.
If you feed Benny at 10, what time do we feed Frank?
We don't feed Frank.
The Johnny Hall Experience.
Yeah.
Featuring Frank Holm. Johnny Pastrami. That's
amazing.
Gonna stick.
Oh well. I've been called worse.
If you guys are wondering why I'm not on the stream, it's because I'm actually working on TV show work.
Frank doing the works. There. I fixed it, guys.
What is this?
Streaming lasers.
Oh man, you should make them disco lights and this girl's dancing, you know. She's just like...
Hold on.
She got sick moves right there.
You guys ready for this? Watch this. Check this shit out.
What you got?
Why?
What are you doing?
Why is it?
Ha.
Oh, it's because I pressed a thing that I shouldn't have.
I'm curious what you're doing.
What? You can't tell?
No.
Yo, you're about to learn. Not really.
Are you drawing those spheres? Oh, the disco balls.
Change my brush because it's precious. What I want it to be.
I gotta find some clouds.
And then, basically what we do, we start just painting like, wait, let's lower the opacity on this. Start painting like, circles everywhere. I hope Van likes this. If he doesn't like it, I'm gonna be very sad. All right, guys. I think I got it. Okay, hold on, almost there. We're so close, so far away. I don't actually even know what a karaoke mic looks like because I never go to karaoke. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna stop there before it gets weird. All right, guys. I don't know. I think this is a lot better right now. I think I pretty much nailed it. What do you think, Frank?
Needs more cowbell.
Okay, hold on.
Alright, I think you should go for the
Okay.
next one. I appreciate the disco lights though.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, is she a ninja?
I don't know.
She's got a
Does
knife.
anyone know things?
She's got a knife. Be careful, Johnny. Watch out.
You better be careful. Why? As you don't know, stuff could happen if you're not careful. My dad said once. I was like, okay, Dad, cool.
You should listen to your dad.
Mm-hmm. This one was sent in by Gaten, I think. That's how you pronounce it. I need to skew this. That's that. I'm just gonna merge these. And we're gonna go edit, transform, skew. Just a bit, I think that's, yeah, a little better. So, I'm actually gonna do a Ziggy Doo thing with this. Getting this weird banding, but whatever. Actually, screw it, let's start over. All right. So, I'm gonna look at the posing with this and the structure of the pose. We're gonna go over this really quickly with a pink line because there's already like some red in there, and we're gonna just really quickly look at some things. Rib cage actually does something more like this. So there's going to be a side plane, front plane, and this comes like this. The proportions in this, I'm guessing, are purposefully placed this way. Although, be careful about where you place the foot with the knee. So if the knee's turning this way, the foot's gonna usually be pretty close to that. The neck tilts forward, so you see the top of the cylinder. The arms are generally gonna articulate at an angle. You're usually not gonna have a very straight arm. So just think about that and where they're being placed. This I'm going to say is almost straight on, and then I'm going to make it coming slightly towards us. So you're going to see underneath that cylinder there. This one I'm going to bring back and then bring forward just a bit. We'll have the hands like that. So taking that over, we're going to build on this. The skin tone overall is a little bit too light for like how this light source is coming. So you got the face, like if you look at it, it's got a lot of really complex geometrical forms going on. And the first thing you can tell right away is, even if you just break it into a simplified box, wherever your light source comes from in this kind of scenario, one of these planes is going to be darker than the others. And also, it could get progressively lighter based on where it's coming from. So if your light's coming from here, like a 3/4 angle, this is actually going to be halftone, and then shadow, and you'll get a highlight on the edge of the box right there. But because there's other geometries that stick out on this, we're going to end up getting something like this. The hair is going to overlap and cast a shadow. I'm going to put my horizon line right around there. Let's put eye level. Oops. I'm going to keep this pretty rough just to demonstrate the point. I'm going to bring her chin out a little. So usually if her face is tilting down like that, the neck actually contracts in. It curves down like this. So when your head's up, you see a lot of the neck. When your head starts coming lower, you see less of it. So just keep that in mind. Also, there's an underplane to the chin and the jaw. It doesn't just go straight to the neck. There's a bit of thickness under here. But let's try to focus on the simple structure for now. So front plane following this underdrawing, side plane, same with the arms. Because it's more cylindrical, we can get shadow on two sides because the light's coming from that 3/4. With the way you have the specularity and like the cash shadows and stuff, I'm gonna assume the lighting's kind of similar to where I placed it. But you're gonna get more cash shadow and form shadow from the geometry. So try to use shadow shapes to make stuff read instead of using detail and features as much as you can. For the hands, we're just going to keep them very simple geometrical shape for now. So it's actually doing something like this, if I was to draw on the planes of the box. If you can't figure out stuff on this stage, you shouldn't be drawing things on this stage. So you need to learn how to problem solve step 1, 2, 3. So the 1 being, this number is not relevant, but just like as a thing. First, you're thinking about where your eye level is. Based off that, you're thinking about breaking things into basic geometry, so you can use this off of a gesture. So you can create, you know, your line of action, and then you have like your character you place, and then you figure out where their rib cage is, where their pelvis is, and then you build this geometry off there. And it has these different planes of a box. And what this helps you is it tells you that this side plane here, based on where the lighting's coming from, is probably going to be in shadow or some kind of halftone. So even though shapes are going to be organic, at some point they're going to have a plane that's parallel to this box plane here. And wherever that is, that's going to be, you know, that value of what it would be if you broke things down into a box. And I think that really like simplifies everything and helps it become a lot easier to figure things out. Yeah, I knew you'd like the hands, Zach. It's my specialty. I'm going to make the pose slightly a little more interesting by bringing one of the legs a bit forward and pushing the other one further back. When you're doing stuff like this, make sure you're following reference. Don't just invent things. Unless the exercise is for the purpose of inventing. And then you have to use reference for that as well. So always use reference. Because when you go to do something from imagination, you have to have first studied the thing before you can pull it out of your head. So if you're just trying to draw from imagination without studying first, you're pretty much just confusing yourself and teaching yourself bad habits. Especially if you're not thinking about things geometrically. So just keep that in mind. A few things to note about the biggest differences between male and female skulls. Males are kind of squashed like this, and female skulls are elongated more. And the major bone pronunciations between the two, here I'll just do M and F. You get big cheekbones, pronounced brow line, more square-like eye sockets, and a bigger jaw. For a female, you get the higher, the forehead almost goes up to like a point, like an egg shape, and you get more rounded eye sockets, bigger protrusion of the mouth area here. This part from the side comes out more. The chin is less pronounced. The chin and jawline are less pronounced. And the shapes are generally softer and more rounded out. So I use that like little bits of like little basic information to throw things around. And this is just, it's just a starting point. It's not like you have to draw all people like this, but it's good to have some very simplified ground rules so that from there it's very easy to figure out, you know, where stuff needs to sit. Because of the boobage that's coming out here, I'm gonna push the geometry out like this.
Did you say boobage?
Yeah. Just a bit. I'm actually gonna put that in shadow and then come out from the thigh here. I'm gonna clean this up really quick because I actually put that in the wrong layer. But basically, you want to figure out how things are going to work as simply as possible, so then you can go to complex after. So you got to solve as many problems as you can in the early stage, and then once you do that, it's much easier to take things to render and to finish them off. And for some of you guys like who know me, I rant about this a lot, so you're probably getting tired of me of hearing it, but there's probably people that come in that are new. I don't think it ever hurts to review, so I'll probably keep talking about this stuff for many years, because even it helps me review too and think about the right things, I think. But yeah, so we got person here. Now that we've got like some basic kind of form and structure going on, if you do this for yourself, what I would suggest doing is to do a cleaner pass on the structure here. Just clean this up. Actually would come up a bit higher. it. I brought that forward. So you're seeing underneath the upper leg and then up the top cylinder for the shin. And then the neck protrudes forward, so you get the top of the cylinder there, and then some basic geometry for the hands. I'm changing the pose a little bit really quickly, but it doesn't really matter how you draw them, you know. If you can draw a cube, all it is these lines are parallel always. And it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but it has to feel like you get this repetition going. And then you can just draw shit everywhere. Not actual shit. Well, like if you really want to, it's okay, you know, artists, right? But if you can draw stuff like this, you can do stuff like this. If you can do stuff like this, you can do people like this. Ding, check. You just gotta make sure each part of the process is correct. And actually I do a lot of this in my my character design course I'm doing with the Talent Tree guys. A lot of structural drawing and then taking this kind of thinking for character and for props. Like, well, like if you look at like a sword, like how would you break that down in geometry? Stuff like that. And then learning how to spin those things around in your head and then using them for elements of design. So designing in 2D, but with like a 3D kind of mindset, not just like we think about things graphically from small, but then as we get bigger and more detailed, we start thinking about spinning those things around. It's like, is this design going to be interesting if we look at it from like a back view or whatever? Yeah, I can post it in the Discord for sure. Yeah, we got another half an hour to go, and I'd rather spend a little more time doing them, each of them, and doing breakdowns for you guys, because I feel like that's going to help the information be retained a little better. So I don't mind. Like, I ain't mad. If you're mad, I'm sorry, but I ain't mad. You mad, Frank?
I'm knee deep in this 3D thing.
Jeez. I'm glad I'm not doing that.
It's amazing.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Imagine I have to paint characters. That's how you would feel doing this.
Yeah, probably. You know. And then, you know, for the head, you'd have like this basic box that you break down into something a little more organic. Actually, I like this kind of thing, where it's just, and then you go like this, zoop, zoop.
It goes zoop.
Or zoop, zoop, just like that. And then you can, when you're studying stuff, just do shit like this, like play with abstract 3D forms that represent real things. Because this, like, and then when you start getting into like stuff like creature design, you can just be like, whoa, look at that. Forms everywhere. And then, you know, you formulate your shapes, you formulate your sentences, then you can be like an artist that talks well to people. Don't take me as an example, I'm not very good at that, but you know.
No shit.
Don't do what I do. Do as I say, don't do as I do.
Yeah. It's the right mindset to teach.
See, I can put the eye back here. I can put a nose up there. I can put a mouth here. Like, you can do whatever you want, man. Once you start playing with like how forms and geometry work, it's good fun. But anyway, back to this. So I'm gonna do a super quick block-in of this, and hopefully try to get to the next crit. But well, it's not super quick because I'm not that fast. But if we look at like these forms and how stuff is working, It looks like it's coming right onto her shoulder, which I'm not exactly sure why. It feels like it would be really uncomfortable, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pull it down just a bit. It makes a little more sense to me. And then I'm gonna put it like that. So there we have the shape. We filled the shape. And we do the next one. You see? Using the geometries to create the... Remember your center line? Center lines are super important. Actually be something kind of like this. Right? Because things that are on top of the center line have their own center line that's offset from it. It doesn't all adhere to the same one. Every time you have something like this, like a box, and you have a center line here, and if I add another geometry to this, where's the center line going to be on this geometry? It's going to be right here. It's going to be offset. See, it's not in the same place. So this kind of stuff, like where it originates from, is very important. This is going to help stuff feel like more foreshortened correctly. And then I'm going to add this thing here. I'm going to do these in separate layers really quick so I can use like a clipping mask later. I feel like it's faster for me to do this kind of stuff too if I draw the outlines for the shapes first and then fill them in, but I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional. Chat's trolling. Trolling good. I feel like the red's a little too bright, so I'm gonna tone it down a bit. Get something a little less in my face. She has red lips apparently. And then she got that sash. She got some kind of sash going on here. Actually,
I'm not sure.
I'm guessing it's some kind of cloth. So just, use a simple indication of a form, and then afterwards you can always go more complex. You can add things to it, you can embellish it, you can add lighting, you can do all kinds of things, but really make sure it reads first as a flat local color or value around the geometry. So you have the geometry like this. That's in a cylinder and you go around. And if you keep spinning too much, you start to get a little bit dizzy, so just take it easy sometimes. Don't go all out. Just take it a bit at a time, because nobody's superhuman. You gotta paint stuff a little bit at a time, and then when you get discouraged, maybe take a break and then come back at it when you're feeling a little better. I get frustrated a lot, so I take breaks, I come back to paint when I'm feeling better, and it works out okay. And there's a lot of people who feel that way about it too, so don't feel bad if you're getting frustrated about stuff. It's pretty normal. So if any of you guys are new here and you have questions about, you know, stuff or talent tree, or you want to just hang out and be cool, you can join the Discord. That if you just scroll down from the video, you'll see it. Or you can yeah, you can send work in for critique at the Facebook page or through the Discord or wherever. Facebook's the easiest, honestly. It doesn't give us too much trouble. I kind of want her hands to come out because I feel like that creates a nice break in the value overlap. Keep it like really, really stupidly simple to start. And then I'm just gonna zoop. She's got the metallic stuff going on. I'm guessing she's a ninja type based on the kind of sword she's wearing. Another thing to note is about proportion. Really pay attention to that because proportion is really important. Her swords in the back, the girth of those handles are really, really thin, so just pay attention to things like that. That's like really important.
This is a lively chat. I looked away for a few minutes.
Oh, is there some stuff going on? What's going on?
No, they just really know how to troll you.
Good, good. Keep it coming, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's got boots, so I gotta do the thing.
Alright, let's see how these guys are doing. Let's see how hard the trolling did. Not a lot goes on in there, but like people like talk and give art critique, and like sometimes it's just like general art discussion. I haven't been super active in it recently just because stuff's been crazy, but I'm trying to do weekly Google Hangouts there, but it's kind of sporadic because the way work is right now, and sometimes it's really late at night and stuff, but I'm in the Hangouts there sometimes. Also, sometimes I'll do crits there and things like that, but it's basically just for like you guys to just like troll at each other so that it's not like 100% trolling during the stream or whatever. I'm kidding. I don't mind being trolled at all, but yeah. I'm gonna try something really quick. I'm gonna do an overlay layer and pick something nice. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just quickly doing a shadow pass to get a little bit more of a geometrical feel to things.
for the metal, I'm just going to really push that specularity in. And then I'll add a little bounce. It's too warm. There we go. And one more for a little bit of occlusion. Actually, so do a multiply. We'll grab a mid gray. It's actually really, really dark. Let's try this. Okay. Yeah, I'll just add a little bit of few pockets of shadow. Some areas. But yeah. So more or less I kind of like building myself like something to start adding more things on it. If I'm like, okay, you know, some things in the costume need a bit of work, then I can just like, you know, work things out accordingly. Oops. See, even with just a flat value, I give it like an indication of something. It's kind of cool how that works. I like working like this a lot because I can really quickly problem solve basic shapes overlapping each other and how they would look. Basically for the Discord, just don't be an asshole. You know,
That's
like just have like a little bit of sense and you'll be okay.
That's the rule for real life, really.
I'm allowed to be an asshole. You're not allowed to.
Well, for you, it's too late.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already, you know, too late for Jonny.
That's gonna be my new band. What do you guys think? Think it's a good band name? Think I should go with it? I guess it doesn't actually need that overlap, so I don't think they'd be that long. This is like, could be done a little better, but I'm kind of nitpicking now to the point where I don't really need to be as involved on this. 'Cause I think I kind of got the main point across. But yeah. Basically, figure out the geometry, use that as your design foundation, and you're going to have a lot easier time figuring out stuff. What do you think, Frank?
I like that. Simplification.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just more geometric.
And you can see I omitted a lot of design details too, to make it have a certain kind of simple readability.
Nice. Shape first, yeah?
Yeah.
Like your shapes
I
are
just-
much more simplified.
I'll show you really quick. Oops. Started with a quick draw over, just moved it over and then made some adjustments to it, talking about how to
counterbalance on the legs.
Yeah, using that geometry, then did a quick block in.
Yeah.
And then from there, just like.
Oh yeah, the big shapes and then shadow pass.
Yeah. Well, what I did is just an overlay layer, so all the shadows.
Yeah.
That's a very easy way to like get stuff to get
Yeah.
stuff going.
You get the self color, like
Yeah.
the tonal color.
So a theory I have, I don't know if it's like how common it is. I'm guessing it might be pretty common. Is when you're designing for character, your design should read well without any light on it, or just like an ambient light, like the local value and color and the way it overlaps and wraps around and the silhouette it makes should be enough to make the character interesting. So like without my lighting, there should still be, enough overlap so there's information. Don't use light to design, basically.
Because light changes.
Yeah, light
Your design
changes.
has to work in different kind of lighting.
I would say a good way to design is to paint an ambient light, or like where you paint in flats and then have little pockets of ambient occlusion. But you can keep those flat too. They just need to be a little bit darker values.
Which is design and paint in different steps.
Yeah.
Like design first, then paint it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that looks good. I like that.
We got another about 12 minutes.
And I just finished this.
Yeah. Well, like I'm going quickly, but if you feel like with like shadow blocking or the structure, take as much time as you need to. If I went slower, it'd be better. Like I feel like I got to a point where I can very quickly put out ideas and it's enough information to make it read. But anytime I slow down, it's gonna look better. So if you're going quickly and it's looking bad, don't feel bad about that. That's completely normal. You need to slow down, especially in the early stages. And you need to go slow until you really understand the subject matter. And then from there, you can start speeding up and seeing how you can adjust to that. But I think that'll be it for the crits, and I'll just answer questions if you guys have any. And I'll keep messing around with this one. Like I'll keep doodling on it just for fun.
Can you save a screenshot of that? What you have?
Oh, I'm gonna. Okay, well.
You can post it on the Discord. Or
I'm gonna. I'll save several steps because I have it all in layers.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in like, yeah, you know how I do. I save so many screen caps of stuff. Like I have so much junk of stuff I've saved. It's crazy. It's out of control. Out of control. Out of control. Or something like that. Who knows? Who knows stuff anymore? You know? That's what I like to know. Does anyone know stuff? Stuff is cool. I'm rambling like a madman. It's amazing.
Is this how you picture your life would be?
Yep.
Nice. You like this girl. You like to paint this girl. That's why you're painting.
Yeah, well, you're the one who's always giving me shit for not painting enough girls.
Yeah,
Here's your
I
girl.
am giving you shit. This is
your girl,
this girl's
man.
not even your girl. This is someone
Oh
else's
shit!
girl.
I stole someone else's girl, guys.
Yeah, you stole someone else's
God damn
girl.
it! I'm a dirty, rotten.
And you painting her like your own.
Yeah.
Mm. Tisk tisk.
Belongs to me now. Doesn't.
can you paint some of your own girl and show me? Because I've been on your case about that. Like, I know you can paint girls.
I just painted one recently, you scrub. It's just, it wasn't the way you wanted it. The one under the tree, the Twilight one.
Oh, that's not a girl. She's got like, you know.
It's the best kind of girl. Find you a girl who can do both. You know. I don't know what I mean by both.
Just paint some like beautiful, looking girl so I can know your type or something.
I have a lot of types.
You have, like most of the time, artists paint chicks and then you're like, that's his type. Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, I just haven't really found one that you painted that wasn't like, you know.
What?
Not. It can't.
Haven't you just?
Tell.
Hadn't you just answered your own question?
What?
Think about it. You're basically saying I should paint a real girl instead of painting like.
I'm asking your type, basically.
Like girls that are out of like a fantasy novel, like with horns.
Yeah, fantasy novel.
Yeah, that's
girls.
My type, man.
Yeah. With horns?
Yeah.
That's like looking for a unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't exist, so I'll never be satisfied.
Oh, that's just so sad. I'm just so sorry for you all of a sudden. Well, hey, you know, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. Oh, it's floating all right. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean anything? It's kind of weird.
It's what you get on the Talent Tree Live. Talent Tree Live.
Until everyone leaves right away.
100 episodes.
Yeah.
100 episodes until Jonny paints his dream girl.
Yeah.
Which is only like what, a year or something.
Zach says, "Paint as many beautiful men as you want, Jonny. Don't listen to him. Paint buff beautiful men until you can't paint anymore." Yeah, the muscle elf I did last time I pretty much nailed it. that was one of the best paintings ever. I think we should just go back and look at it. Oops, not that one. That's another.
The muscle elf.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go, guys. Here you go, Zach. This is fan servicing. Very proud of this. It's my life's work accumulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you guys been missing, if you're wondering. So, you want to learn from your talent tree master Jonny on how to paint muscle elves?
Hey, the last one I did was pretty close to being a human though, wasn't it?
What, the pink girl?
Yeah.
Is she red or is she pink?
It was purple.
No, she's like halfway tree. I don't know. I just, I mean she's pretty, but like she's tree,
Well, she's sitting in front of a tree. Her hair is tangled up, so that's a bit of a nuisance. But,
Wait, where is her body then? If she's not tree,
she's like sitting over and it's covered with leaves. So I just
See?
use that to not have to paint the anatomy in.
That's what I'm talking
But it
about.
exists.
If that's your type, you're gonna get like leaf cuts.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right. Fuck, man, I don't know. Okay. I don't really got much. I'm feeling bad now.
Yeah,
That's
see,
bad,
this is
man.
what I'm talking about. You painted
Do
like
elf girls don't count, I guess.
elf girls count, I guess.
Well, she looks pretty mean. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk to her in a bar.
I paint a lot of badass girls. Like,
because she might cut me down with that sword.
yeah. Who knows what could happen. I kind of like this one.
Oh, this one's cool. Have I seen this one?
Swords are girls with swords, man. You
This
know,
one's really cool.
swords, horns. You know,
Is that like a bird
good
head?
fashion sense. Yeah,
Like a bird head on the.
good taste. Taste is a good thing.
This is amazing. Yeah, I dig this a lot.
Yeah, and this is just like a like some stuff. Like I really like this one. It was just like a random blurb that I was just like, oh, and I was like, oh, it turned out nice. And then I'll spend like 10 hours sketching something, and I'll be like, this is shit. Because like, oh, that overworking thing, you know, like where it's like good, but if you keep pushing it, it starts to get shittier.
Yeah, and sometimes you just paint for the sake of painting, and something amazing come out.
Yeah.
Like this one, I really think this one's great.
I actually have to do some anatomy review because I haven't in a while, and I need to get back into life drawing, and I need to get back into more shape language with that kind of stuff, like being more inventive with stuff. Yeah, do some booty drawings, big shapes. You know, these shapes are the best. Look at that bounce light.
It's geometry study. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's scientific.
For art.
It's
for
for
science.
art. Yeah.
Yeah.
For art
Creative.
and science. Yeah, creative.
Yeah.
What, you guys don't like being creative? Get out of here.
Everybody likes being
Get
creative.
out of here. Booties are creative. You didn't know? Now you know.
Creative booties.
Exactly.
Proved. Oh, latest follower, Bullet Bikini.
Woo.
Thanks for the follow.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, is it like a guy shoots a gun and then like the bullet's got a bikini on it?
No, it's spelled weird. It's bull it. Bikini.
Yeah, it's spelled weird because they ran out. They couldn't find the good spelling. It was taken.
Okay. Oh, latest follower, Kiko Art.
Thank you.
I guess
Good person.
I guess people really
Kind soul.
people really like your
Virtuous.
What? Come up with something. You're joking. It's like you're not. No joke, Johnny. No puns. Nothing. It's gonna sit on it and think about it for
Yeah.
a second. How else can we disappoint our viewers?
How they're not disappointed.
One last question: are there any rules against nudity?
You mean like for art? Like if you're painting stuff with nudity? No. This isn't like...
For the stream?
For the stream, we might not do it as much, but for like Discord and if you're doing stuff for crit, anatomy is a very big part
Yeah.
of like, let's not kid around. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like
think most of us are pretty jaded with nudity at this point. Like, it's just one of those things where you
many years
gotta
of life
study.
drawing? Like,
Yeah,
a
most
body
of
is a
us
body.
has done years of life drawing. So like, it's if you're only drawing, like if you're not doing proper anatomy studies, and I'm not saying like, oh, just drawing a bunch of naked people. You have to do that, and you have to go deeper. You have to learn how the skeleton works, how the muscles work, all this kind of stuff. So it all relates to each other.
yes, always go deeper.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's 11. We're gonna call it off. We're gonna cool off because it's getting too hot in here.
It is.
So yeah, Osmond's stirring the pot, you know, getting the sparks flying. So we gotta bail before we lose control.
Jackie
I
is
made a song there.
fanning the.
Did you like that
the
song?
feet. Huh?
Did you like that song?
What song? Which song?
Osmond's stirring the pot,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Okay. Feel like
That's
you're
what that.
rapping.
Well, I guess we call it like stirring the pot or like flying. No, that's bad. Never
Hey,
mind.
soon enough, we're gonna get life drawing set up, and then we can all draw together.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments from
Naked.
like because I have two monitors, so I have my main one right here, and then I have Twitch as well. But anyways, so for anyone that's joined recently, I'm Jonny Hall. This is Frank Hong. We do crit and paint over every
Twice a week.
Twice a week. I do Thursdays starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Frank does Tuesdays starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually we're both here. Sometimes, based on circumstances, it's a little janky. But you can send in your stuff to the Facebook and Discord for Crit and Paintover. Also, if you're local in Toronto, we do offer concept art courses that are starting soon. So definitely look into that because they're pretty affordable for what they are. And everyone's really cool. So, yeah.
And we're gonna have a home base.
I crit character work, but we crit pretty much anything. But yeah, I mostly do character stuff. Frank does environment. But you can send Frank a big environment with a few characters, or you can send me an environment with mostly a character with a little bit of environment, or vice versa. We'll kind of, it bleeds over a little. So. Oh, there's no Discord chat. I'm reading from the Twitch chat.
Yeah, Discord chat is just kind of like.
That's like
offline.
in between. Yeah, it's like when we're off and people just go in there and spam and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll post crit there.
Yeah. And I'll put breakdowns here and there. So if you guys actually have questions about parts of my workflow that you'd like to see me break down, I can even do those in between the streams and post them on the Discord. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah, but
they're good for me. So
just recently we've been getting pretty busy with client work. I know Jonny is pretty swarmed, but whenever we have time, we check on the Discord. Looking at people's progression throughout the times is what keeps me going, because it feels like we're getting better at art together, and that's a big part of what keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's if I'm painting in the vacuum, I really are gonna lose it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see you guys Tuesday. Keep up the good work. Keep painting the things. We're gonna head out. But thanks for joining the stream. Jonny Hall, Frank Hong. This is Talent Tree Livestream signing out.